Hey guys, it's Tyrone Hopper with Student Athlete Nonstop 247. I want to come to you today to talk about high school football recruiting. We're going to talk about camps because it's at the end of May and the camp season starts this week. Okay, first, if you haven't seen my other video, go back and watch that first so you can kind of see what we're doing. So just check that out and then watch this video because I don't want to go back and kind of, talk about everything else. So I want to get right to it, talking about football recruiting and kind of where everything is now as far as camps. So the summer camps for colleges, they if you check into pretty much any college, they can have camps this season. Okay, most kids that's really that already know, they already signed up. They kind of know where they're going and all that. So I just want to kind of just talk about that a little bit. Okay, so for anybody that don't know what how the camps work, I just want to tell you this. Okay, so colleges put together camps in the summer. Most of the time, it's the first 2 weeks of June. They actually have them throughout the month, but those are when most of the camps are actually taking place, the first 2 weeks of June. Okay. So it's for the high school kids. Some of them, they do some youth things for some of the middle school kids, but, just mainly talking to the high school guys. So a lot of parents, they ask me all the time, hey, my kid is going to the ninth grade. Like, how many camps do we need to do and all that stuff? I just tell you this, when you're young, going into the ninth grade, going into the 10th grade, you can go to camps, enjoy them, have fun. They're not probably going to be evaluating you pretty heavy that young, going into the ninth and going into the 10th, unless you some kid that just got ridiculous measurables and fast and big and strong or something like that. Usually the ones that they evaluate the most is the ones that's rising juniors, rising seniors. Okay, so the rising ninth grade, 10th grade. Please, if you can go to the camps, go. But I will tell you that if you don't get offers or they're not talking to you as much, it's cool. But you get to experience it and you get to see how the things you need to do. When you come to the next year to see what it was like. It's kids that already went to camp, what it's like, and so just make sure that you're prepared better than you was at the last camp you went to. Okay, so 10th and 11th graders, they're really important. Camps are really important for you because, like I said, they actually evaluate you guys. And a lot of people think that they have to be, a lot of people think that it's too early to be evaluated if you're about to be a senior or if you're about to be a junior in high school. But to be honest with you, everything moves a lot faster than what people think. Most of the class that's about to be a senior this year, most of those guys are signing in December this year. So you think about it, it's guys right now that don't have any offers that will get offers and be signed by December. So and that's the ones that's rising seniors. So it definitely take place a lot earlier than it used to. But of course, it's definitely important. Okay. So when you go into the camps, rising juniors, rising seniors is very important to have everything you need to have in place. Make sure you can have a copy of your transcript somewhere on your phone. Make sure your grades are good. Make sure that you've been training, been working, so that when you go there, you can fit right in or look better than most or whatever. Just make sure that you're ready, and try not to be nervous. I know it's hard sometimes, but try not to be nervous because you want to do your best. You want to put your best effort out there because the schools, they only seen probably your huddle film. If they evaluated you already, they are only seeing your huddle film, might have seen you in person, see what you look like. If they didn't come to your practice and see you move around, that's all the thing they done seen is huddle film, okay? And so when they get you on campus, they want to see, okay, how tall is it? How much do he weigh? Kind of like how do he look doing the drills that we do for our players? What position do I think he really would fit best at? And those schools are doing that for them. So you got to make sure you're ready. So when they looking at you and they doing all this stuff, you look good doing it. So I don't like to sugarcoat anything when it comes to recruiting, because what happens to a lot of kids and parents, they get all this fake information and all this stuff, and they thinking like, hey man, I got to figure it out, and at the end, it don't work out like that. So the kids that don't have offers, that's rising juniors and rising seniors, make sure that you go to camps. If you have been talking to any coaches, go to those camps that that if it's possible, go to those camps that you've been talking to somebody at. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't been talking to anybody, you want to talk to your coach and say, hey, was there any coaches that was interested in me going to a camp, or anything like, or if you got any connections to where you can reach out to somebody that, hey man, look, I want to go to the camp there, but I don't really know any coaches. I don't know anybody. If you're a junior, if you're a rising junior, go to camps that you feel like okay, I can go to. If you don't have any offers, go to those camps that you say, okay, I don't need to go to just the big schools. I want to mix it up. I want to go to some, Power 5, Group of 5, D1, D2, whatever. Go to any school but you got to understand this. If you don't have any offers, right, and you don't have anybody talking to you, the chances of going to big schools and getting an offer is slim to none. Okay. Now, not telling you can't go there, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is you want to mix it up. You want to go to some schools that will actually look and say, hey man, I like this kid. Who is he? So they can take down your name and get your information and evaluate you more. And you never know. I mean, you could receive an offer. You never know. But if you only target the big schools, which most kids want to go to all the big schools, you only target those schools, the chances is going to be slim, okay? Rising seniors that has 0 offers, the same thing. But what I would tell you is, if you're a rising senior, you have 0 offers and nobody's talking to you and you feel like you can play college football, do not go to the big schools, because you've been in school going on 4 years almost, and no coaches is talking to you. You don't have any offers, nothing. So make sure you try to go to some schools that, that's some smaller schools that you might can get noticed at if you feel like that you can play college football. If you say, no, I want to go to Georgia and Alabama, go ahead. But just know, if you're a rising senior and you go to these schools, the chance of them checking you out and really evaluating you and thinking you're going to get an offer from them is slim to none. Because what you got to understand is, if you're a rising senior, most of these schools already got these guys. They got like a few guys at every position that they already evaluated, offered, and they waiting for those guys to commit. And they got a board that with these guys' names on it of everybody that evaluated and been recruiting for the last few years. So if you think you can just come out the blue, nothing going on, ain't talking to nobody, and then you show up and you're just going to be this guy, even if you look really, really good, sometimes these coaches are like, yeah, he look good, but I done built a relationship with this kid for so long, I think I'm going to go with him. And so you might blow an opportunity of going to another school that could have offered you or recruited you or whatever. So just be careful you're a rising senior with 0 offers, okay? Now, rising seniors with offers. Now, this is the one that's you got to pay attention to. If you're a rising senior with offers, okay? Let's say you got 10 offers, right? And you only got 3 coaches talking to you. And those are the ones that say, hey, come to camp, okay? Go to those 3 schools. because if the other ones are not talking to you and they ain't invited you to camp or anything like that, I hate to say that, but them offers probably don't mean much right now. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that later on they might come back and say, hey, man, I want you. But guess what happened if they say that? If they ain't been talking to you now in this camp season, or if it's a season where they looking for kids, they looking for kids that kind of like commit. If they're not talking to you, there's a good chance they got other kids that they're talking to, and they really like those kids. And that's probably the reason why they're not talking to you that much or at all. Okay, so go where you're wanted. So go to the schools that want to talk to you. Go to the schools that want to that if you have a good camp, they might want you to commit or whatever. Just remember, a lot of offers are verbal offers, and they're not committable offers. There's a whole lot of them, unless everything add up. So what I mean by that, let's say you got those 10 offers. If you got 3 coaches talking to you, if you call them other 7 schools and say, hey, can I commit? It's a good chance if they ain't been talking to you, they're going to probably say no. Okay? Or they might not even respond to you. So the 3 might say, one might say, yeah, you can commit. The other 2 might say, oh, I need to see you in camp. So just understand whatever at this point, because you're about to be a senior, you got to be really you got to be open with these coaches, and you got to talk to them real so that they can give you real answers. But just because I say, if you don't, then you're going to go through the whole thing not knowing, and you're going to think you can go somewhere that you can't go. Okay. So you got to pay attention to what's going on, now it's a lot of stuff can happen during the season. I mean, you can go in the season and have a great season, and schools that didn't get some of the kids they wanted to get over the summer say, hey, man, you just, blew us off the charts. We want you now. I mean, that can happen. Okay. Not saying it can't, but we speaking about camps and how to, move through the camps and stuff like that. Okay. So like I said, go to the schools that really want you to come. Okay. The reason why, like I said, a lot of schools want you to come to camp. They want you to go through their drills. They want you to, they want to see how you move. They want to see change of direction. They want to see all kind of different things, right? And so they know what it looked like. These coaches have been coaching for years. So if you've been working and you check all the boxes and stuff like that, and they already offered you, some of them be like, okay, well, shoot, we want you to commit if you want to, but sometimes you might not be ready. Sometimes they might not be ready. Then you might go through it and they was like, yeah, he looked good, but there's a couple of boxes that's still not checked. We need more time. So they might not let you commit, but they might tell you some things that you probably can work on, or some other things they might need to see. Okay. Just understand that this is the part of the recruiting process. So, when you going through this stuff, just know, hey, I'm just going out here to do the best I can. I'm going to work on off season, getting trained up, get on the field and bust my tail for my team. I'm going to do everything I can do possible to, become the best player I can possibly become. And then if you do that, a lot of times things will work out for you. Sometimes they won't, but it is what it is. You just do your best. But if you think you're, too good because you got a few offers and your head then got big and you thinking that all these schools want me, okay, at the end, you'll see that that's not the case, because you got to understand is, this recruiting process is different. It's definitely exciting. It's definitely something that you want to be a part of, but you got to pay attention, because if you don't, then you can get lost and then you can be disappointed at the end. So definitely go where you want it. Okay. The seniors, like I said, it's very, very, very important that you go where you want it, because if those schools that's contacting you say, hey, I want to see you in camp, and you say, no, I want to go to another school that ain't talking to me, good luck. They'll know you, especially if some of the ones that's been offered you, or some of the ones that's, that's been communicating with you in the past. They'll know who you are when you get there. And if you go out there and, and do your thing, they might be like, hey, I want to get back on this kid. But, shoot, it's the reason why they stopped talking, because they either was they got other kids that they're talking to, some other kids they thinking might commit, whatever the case may be. You got to understand, some people, some coaches going to be on and off, which is cool. I understand you play the game. And some coaches are going to be on you the whole time. The ones that's on you the whole time, those are the ones you want to pay attention to. Okay. A lot, and uh, like I said, the camps, just go to the seniors, go to the camps where you want it. Juniors, rising juniors, you can split it up, go to the ones where you want it, but also these are the kids. Rising seniors with offers, go to the camps where you really want it. Rising juniors with offers, go to the camps where you want it, and then you can play with it a little bit and go to some camps that hadn't offered, but you think they might have some interest because you still got another year. Okay. Rising seniors with zero offers, go to schools that that you got the best chances of trying to get an offer, and those are not going to be the big schools. I'm just going to be honest with you. Rising juniors with zero offers, try to mix it up, and go to some smaller schools, and don't try to go to just, some of the, you can go to a couple of big schools if you feel like that you can play on that level. But, just know that you have no offers. It's a little bit harder. So just make the best decision, and make sure you're talking to a coach or somebody that kind of know how the process works. Okay. Now, rising freshmen and rising sophomores, y'all at a position where, like I said, y'all can kind of, y'all got a couple more years, so y'all can go to camps and enjoy the experience. Some people might get offers, some people might not, but just understand how it works and stuff like that. Now, a lot of people ask a question about different camps for us, 3-day camps and 1-day camp. I recommend definitely 1 day, so that you can go in and get it over with, and then go to another camp instead of going to a 3-day camp. A lot of the 3-day camps is for a lot of younger people, and just experiencing different things. A lot of schools don't really do them that much no more. They just really just do the 1-day camps. Now, if you don't know when the school is having their camp, you can actually Google that stuff, and you can probably go to the website with them and pull up the camp schedule. Make sure you pay attention, because sometimes when you pull up the camp schedule, it might have 2022 on there versus 2023. So make sure it's the right year that you see before you start making plans, because camps is every year, and sometimes you still can see the graphic from the old camps and stuff like that, and you can get confused. But it's definitely an exciting process. And so definitely enjoy it, and just kind of work hard. I'm excited to, for everybody that's going to listen to this and, trying to, move through this. Let me say one more thing. As parents, I want to talk to the parents. So parents, make sure you support your kid. Make sure you sacrifice, do whatever it takes to get your kid where you need to be. Don't just think that, hey, well, I stay in this area, I'm only going to go to the camps around here. Trust me. Schools that's really close probably already know about your kid. If they don't, then you can go to those schools and stuff like that. But the parents, you really need to sacrifice and try to do whatever do whatever you need to do for your kid for the next 2 weeks of June, because the first 2 weeks of June is the most important for camp season. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Me, my wife, we done sacrificed a whole lot, stayed in a lot of hotels and drove plenty of hours, been in the air in a plane, did everything when it comes to this recruiting process. And we did it, and it worked out, and so sometimes it might not, and you do all that stuff, just understand. But, you want to put your kid in the best position, because if you don't, then at the end, you'll be wondering why he didn't get any exposure, or why he didn't get any offers, or nothing happened. But then, if I talk to you, then you say, well, we stayed in South Carolina. We only, went, to, Clemson, Wofford, and the University of South Carolina and Furman, and that's it. That's, that's cool. But, if you really want your kid to get some exposure, try to get outside of your area and try to, go to some other areas. And so another thing too, give you a little cheat code. You can also look at, like, when you're dealing with measurables and stuff like that, if you're concerned about that type of stuff, Go on their website, check out their roster, look at the size of the kids that actually play the position that your son play. And if you let's say a quarterback, and all the quarterbacks on the roster is 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", 6'1" and above, and your kid is 5'9" and a half, yeah, you might not want to go there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, because at the end of the day, you could be wasting time, And so just kind of that's one of the things you can do is, before you go to some of these schools, you kind of look online, kind of see what what the players look like and all that different stuff like that. And so also, if a coach came out and saw you in the spring, any kid that listen, if a coach came out and saw you in the spring and really liked you and told your coach, hey man, I like that kid, whether he followed up with you or not, that might be cool to go to a school like that, because he already seen you practicing. And so if you can communicate with that coach and let him know you come to his camp, that'd be cool too. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing, if you can, is to know a coach that know you coming. And if they know you coming, that's great, because you know that, hey, they're gonna evaluate you and they can kind of see what you look like. If you go in the blind, don't nobody know you. You just want to go, like I said, if you rising senior, just try to go somewhere where somebody know you, or something's going to actually, somebody know you. But if you a younger kid, and you go somewhere don't nobody know you, just try to stand out. Like I said, don't try to do all this, talking loud, trying to do everything, just trying to get noticed. Don't do that. Go out there and compete at a high level. And but I'm had a comment section open. If you got any questions, or if y'all go to some camps, and just kind of let me know how it went and everything like that. So it's good to get back on here and communicate. So shoot, just let me know how it turned out. All right.